want to get into like how you're sculpting these, you know, what you're doing that makes these a unique look.
This kind of presentation is super easy to do nowadays
The crown would trip me up, dude. That'd be hard
and super
to go
sketchy.
fast. Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that. Traditional sculpture, sometimes this stuff is just part of the history.
yeah,
This is kind of the fingerprint of our medium in a way.
exactly. So you did a test before you textured it, and
Yeah,
before it was done.
just
Yeah.
dynamesh it and bring it there.
Okay,
Just see how
cool.
it looks. Just
Cool.
to don't have any surprises.
So it adds a little bit more technical, you know, the fact that you're comfortable going, like, you know, you go from ZBrush to Rhythm to Substance. That's a major workflow, but being able to have a way where you can do it in a shorter time, and so it's like very efficient. You get the sketchiness, but you get that curated look. It doesn't look like an afterthought. Hello and welcome to Pixel Peeps, the show where we take a closer look at some of today's best digital art, along with the artists that created them. Today, I'm chatting with Erik Romalu, an up-and-coming character artist from Brazil. And today, we're going to be chatting about some of his sketch work that he was able to elevate into some awesome artwork in and of itself. So I think this is a great example and conversation about presentation, how to showcase your work, and how to take something that might be a sketch or a practice and turn it into a strong artwork in and of itself. As always, if you want to take a closer look on your own, there's a link to his artwork down in the description below. So without further ado, enjoy this conversation with Erik Romalu. Let's talk about head sketches, part 2.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right, first off, great stuff. There's a lot I want to talk to you about. In general, maybe I think it'd be worth saying up at the top, there's this like, I don't know what I say, style. There's this category of presenting sculptures in a way that really elevates them and makes them very presentable. And then there's sculpting, and I think you're crushing both here. That's what really captured, it's something that works, but it's not it's finished, quote unquote, in terms of materials and textures or whatever. So it's this unconventional thing where you're finding a way to showcase it. We have some like brush strokes and stuff on here on top of like a really cool style. So just, it looked really cool. And this isn't the first one. You did another set of these that, having 2 back to back is what really got my attention. I saw these before, and which were awesome again, and like has this really cool style. So I want to get into like how you're sculpting these, what you're doing that makes these, to me, I think it just has a unique look. There's an awesome underlying stylization like to the characters and sculpts themselves. Like just really, really awesome stuff. And then on top of that, I think you have this great way of like having a surface finish and presentation. So yeah, excited to talk about it, dude. Awesome stuff.
This kind of presentation is super easy to do nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know if not a lot of people are doing it though. I don't know. I would love to see the breakdown. Like
It's
I
super
assume
simple.
it's, yeah, so you
Super
say you're doing it, but you're doing it through, so it says here so you're sculpting, you're unwrapping it, you're doing a texture kind of thing in Painter, and then you're rendering it in Arnold, I would
Yeah.
assume. Okay. How long does it take to make one render? Like an Arnold render? Because sometimes I can screw up and make these settings that take hours.
Oh, for the turntable, for example, each frame takes 30 seconds.
You can see some denoising going on though.
Yeah, but for the main ones takes
Yeah.
around 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks awesome. Obviously, Arnold makes things like look so physical, but yeah, there's some
Yeah.
cool stuff. So, did you spend time making like a Substance Painter scene or asset that you can throw
Yeah,
these in and get a consistent look?
yeah, I have a smart material that I use to every one of those,
Nice.
each one of those.
And what about the sculpt? How long does it take? Because this is pretty complicated, I would think.
Oh, like for this one, like maybe 6-7 hours.
Damn, that's really good. I think that's really fast.
The throw one on the first post, I did everything in a single session, like
Wow.
it all leaving the computer
Yeah.
from
So
start to render. This one, yeah.
yeah, okay, I could see that. Not doesn't have the costume stuff and everything. Still looks cool
Yeah.
though. Now, what about these? Maybe there's a couple brushes I can see. So there's one that's this kind of flat strip, and then there's the rake.
Yeah,
Did you make these? How'd you get these? What are you
I
doing?
can show
Yeah.
it in ZBrush.
Hell yeah, dude.
You can see her.
Yes. Yes. Is this material something that you use normally?
It's the main one from ZBrush, the startup material.
Oh, it looks so dark.
Oh yeah, the
Is your color,
color.
huh? Do you do that to see the specular reflections?
Yeah, yeah. And because I like to use the light a little more
Yeah.
intense, so
Okay.
if it's white, it's just gonna explode. The brush is basically, if you use the clay build-up,
Mm-hmm.
they he gives a lot of these lines, right?
Yeah.
So we just go to stroke, lazy mouse, and 0.01, reduce the intensity,
Oh
and yeah, it's a
yeah.
lot cleaner.
Sick.
This is what I'm doing, and I just
Yeah.
gonna
Cool.
go like this.
Wow. Yeah. Cool. And this helps you build volume because I usually would go to the clay brush when I want smooth strokes, but it does some other things that like flattens and fills in gaps. This is like a more heavy-handed way to lay in forms and direction. Is that what you're using it for? And some style, I guess, at the end. Are you ever using this to actually just get some interest in the highlights, almost to like have impressionistic detail and stuff?
Yeah, that's the idea, to really show the brush strokes and kind of the history of the model, the process,
Nice.
and the hey, just press R, and it's right here.
And that's it. Just default rake you're using.
Yeah,
Wow, awesome, dude. I love that it's just ZBrush stuff that you're using. That makes it better. This model, how many like things are separate in the subtools and stuff?
the head right here,
Uh huh.
the cloth, and the crown.
Wow. I mean, the crown was that doesn't seem like it was all one model before.
Oh yeah,
That would that the crown would trip me up, dude. That'd be hard
in super
to go
sketchy.
fast. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
I know. I love it. I mean, I love the style too. It's like creating the structure is like how can you? Because when it's a single model, I feel like you can just keep sculpting, but like to then build and add forms, you can sometimes slow down the process. Like, are you using primitives? Are you just snake hooking stuff out? Are you
Just moving things around and no primitives. Just like
okay? Just like
this
that.
Dynamesh and
Okay, cool. So yeah, so for these antennas, like, did you make one and duplicate them?
oh, I first did this on with symmetry on,
Yeah,
then I pose it. This no, I actually this one I did it again.
yeah,
I didn't duplicate it. You can see they are really
a little bit
different.
different. Yeah,
This one is even more sketchy
yeah.
because
Kind of
on the
adds
back,
to it though.
yeah, like you see it in 2D artists, a lot of times things are not really rendered to the limit. It's just a brush stroke that solves everything, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm looking for here, what I'm
Okay,
going for, and
cool.
saves a
And
lot of
so
time too.
yeah, I mean, it does save a lot of time, and I think it's a cool look. So it sounds like you're interested in this look the whole time. Like this was
Yeah,
the goal of the project, and I liked what you said, the like showing every brushstroke and the history of the model.
yeah, yeah.
Are you also
Like
doing it to be fast, or if it took a while, it took a while? Like you more, is it a way to? Do you think of them as like studies or practice, or do you think of it as like this is the complete work? This is the whole point of doing it.
it's a practice, but the whole point is yeah, being fast. I was doing three a week. That's my goal. The first time because they start in Glauco class, and when we have those assignments to do a couple heads every week, and I would just post the studies on Discord, and people tell me to post it. That's why I post it, and
Oh,
people
awesome!
seems to like it.
Hell yeah. Great. So they were practice. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what's so cool is like it works as a complete work. And you've seen that from other artists too. That like even what you said with 2D artists, like, there's a lot of people like I guess Sparth and Good Brush and all them, like they, Craig Mullins, like I guess their stuffs would be quote unquote sketches, but they post them and they have it doesn't feel incomplete. And that's what in 3D takes a little bit because finding a way like you have, and you get to get in and see the different files, see how you're doing it and what you're thinking about. I think they're strong works in and of themselves, and then finding a way to present them where it just doesn't make a viewer feel like they're incomplete is what, the two pieces of the puzzle
Yeah,
that allows it to be practiced, and at the same time, people can enjoy them without anything in the way that you could show to a normal person and they would say that's awesome. They wouldn't say what's this weird ZBrush screenshot kind of what am
uh,
I looking at?
if I just post the ZBrush screenshot, it doesn't would get that much attention for sure.
No, and yeah, and that's the thing is finding some way to, and I know I've been looking for it. Everyone's been like, Jama has a great way he's been doing it with the clay kind of fake
Yeah,
facsimile of
yeah.
clay,
I
And this
tried
is
it
just a
before.
cool one too, because I don't know, it feels like an old sculpture, but at the same time new. The skull one's awesome too, man. I thought this one had a lot of style.
Oh, thank you.
So you say you started as a part of Glauco's class doing head studies and practice. Each of these were limited to one day or like one session in terms of the sculpting. So like six
N-
or less hours, something like that.
No, just the throw. Because I think it's good to just 6 hours, just work 3 hours on a day, sleep, let it rest, right?
Yeah.
So in the other day you see things you didn't see
Yeah.
before because so it's good to give some time to your mind to process things, your mind to process things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's great to hear that you're like planning that. So you're intentionally not trying to finish all of these in one day to let
Yeah,
it because it's going to be stronger if you come back to it the next day, right?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
This is the first one I did in this style, and I first did a bronze texture, and I didn't like how it looks. So the other day I completely redone it.
What made you pick the style you went with? Did you have a reference or you just messing around?
Oh, I want to go for a model of like Maria Pamfilova style.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not gonna match her style perfectly, and so ended up with something a little different.
Yeah, I can see that. I've spoke to Maria too, and she mentioned how she played around with stuff and ended up doing things where the cavities get lighter rather than the cavities getting darker, like you typically see.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can see that in your work, yeah, that the cavities are getting brighter, and it adds it to like almost like a dusty patina. Okay,
Oh,
six. So this is your reference board. Okay.
these were the ones I did in the first weeks. I never
Oh, okay,
posted.
cool. Yeah, dude, let's see them. Yeah, I mean they're still strong, and we can see the evolution of your presentations too. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, you can see here. This is the last one I did. I was already sick of the marble a little.
It's kind of a
Try some
jade or whatever.
trying something different.
Yeah, these are great. How long have you been doing 3D and sculpting before you started doing these?
Oh my God! Since I was 14, I 21 now, so 7 years.
Okay. When you're sculpting and you have your sculpt in a place that you like this, you're gonna go process it so you can texture it and render it. Now, what are the meshes like now? Are they super dense? Are you having to decimate them? Like, you
Yeah,
could have been in a situation where you have just a million messy polygons. How can you even UV map them? So yeah, what is that process like?
yeah. I on this one I have like 80 no 18 million, and I just decimate then. Where's the decimation master? And I decimate to 1 million. I
Hmm.
Substance can handle a lot of polygons. I think the low poly of this one is in total 4 million polygons.
What about Maya? That used to slow down Maya.
Yeah, it does, but it's still manageable. Still manageable.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's
and
let's so you decimate it, you export it
oops.
out, so you have this million poly with janky topology, and then you bring it into RISM. So I have
Yeah.
not used RISM. I just know people that do use it, love it for doing their UVs.
Yeah, it's super simple. I just press the margin here at 8, so the shells will be closer. I press here mosaic, prevent overlaps, and it's done. I use this.
Okay, yeah, nice.
And
And you already tried ZBrush's UV master like automatic
yeah,
stuff, and you could tell a difference.
mm, I think maybe the ZBrush do less cuts,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
but it will work fine too, probably. But the thing here, you can use UDIMs, right? In ZBrush,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay.
you can
No,
do
that's
that.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay, sick.
that's
So then you can have your big mesh and have multiple UDIMs, and with Substance Painter, it's easy to do that, and then you get that quality in a
yeah.
quick way, quick and easy way.
This model is super light, but the main one can take around 20 minutes to do this process.
Oh yeah. So you set it up. You have your like 4 million poly everything in here at once, or do you do
No,
different parts?
I do each one at a time. From the
Okay.
tree one, first the face, the cloth, then the
And then you're
crown.
just you're telling it which UDIM tile to go to,
Yeah.
and then you could bring it all in as one FBX, like to Substance Painter.
No,
How are you bringing in? Yeah.
I assign the materials in Maya. Then
Okay,
it's
yeah. So
organized
you okay.
in substance. In substance, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to export the models out from ZBrush, import them
in
into
Rhythm.
Rism. In Rism, you're doing one at a time, so now you're processing them. So now you still have a collection of models, but they're UV'd. Now
Yeah,
you have to bring them into Maya
yeah,
so that you can
exactly.
assign the materials, and then export it as one fat FBX, I assume.
Yeah, exactly.
So that whole process is going to be slower, right, than someone might think. Just the waiting for shit to import, and it's a little
Yeah,
bit slow. You just chill while you're doing that. That's your
yeah.
time. That's your break
Just
time.
watching some podcasts and
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh dang, dude. Wait, is this just basic material setups, or you got some
Uh,
tricky stuff going on here too?
No, nothing tricky. Just everything's plugged. The
Okay.
roughness,
Okay.
normal, and just a
I see a
color
bump. I see
correction.
a bump though. You have a tiling like noisy bump or what?
No, this is just a
Oh, that's the
normal
normal
map.
map. The normal map.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Are you doing any subdividing? Maybe I'm jumping the gun because we should
N-
look at substance. But no, just a straight
No,
up
no,
decimated model is what you're rendering.
just a decimation. Yeah, and I not even smoothing it just to give it the extra crispness,
What's that?
extra
Oh yeah.
crispness.
So I was gonna say like especially for what you're doing, but sometimes I can't even like what decimation does. It like makes this
Yeah,
interesting surface, like texture. It just turns into texture, I think.
here is a little bit too low, I guess, but
Yeah, I
if I
still think it
go
looks
on,
cool. I still think it looks cool. Yeah, like
if I,
looking at your model, it just that's what I mean is like, and that's what I think. I talked to Maria about this too.
Mhm.
That to me, as much I love what Jama's doing, but for whatever reason, whenever I'm trying to mess around with this style, like I say, that's what drew me to this a lot too, is presenting 3D work in a way that has that same kind of gravitas. But like, there's always been a part of me that's trying to find a way, or I just there's just something about it where I don't want to like copy. I don't want to make it like a trick, like it looks like a photo of something real, if that makes sense. People have done that, and they do a great job. For whatever reason, I just always think I'm much more interested in a way that is still 3D, that's still like unique to this art form.
Yeah,
And so some of the texturing stuff that you're doing and the fact that we're seeing polygons, that's the thing, is it starts to be a new thing that still has that kind of prestige look, and
yeah.
has real shadows and everything, but it doesn't look like a photo of something. It looks like something else, and I think that's what's much more interesting to me.
Traditional sculpture sometimes this stuff is just part of the history
Yeah,
of
like
the
fingerprints
process.
or something. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just see. Yeah,
this is kind of the fingerprint of our medium in a way.
exactly, exactly, dude. I can tell you've thought
And
a lot about this, and I like it, dude.
yeah, yeah.
I like it, dude. I can tell. You can tell when you look at your work. It's something you care about. You care about this. All right, cool. Let's take a look at Substance Painter and see what that's like. Oh, sick, dude. So you work with shadows too in here. You can't help yourself, huh? You turn on the
Mm.
shadows.
It's just Tomoko too.
Dude, always Tomoko, dude. I need to make a T-shirt for all of us. Every time I
Yeah,
meet someone, it's all about Tomoko, bro. That's the only one that matters.
and in Maya, only lighting I'm using is just Tomoko too. It's just a
Yeah, me too. Me too. We even like brought it into Unreal. I mean, we use it for everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so here I have this is smart material that I made,
I mean, I
and
will say a lot more layers than I was expecting.
this first layers are hand painted.
Oh.
They started with a black mask, so they don't affect the model. Once I bring in, I have to paint later.
All right, so that was gonna be one of my questions. When you bring in different models, what does that process look like? Is it like, do you just drag something on top and you're done, or is there a process of like, there's a few masks you have to paint?
Yeah, this first masks is the ones I'm gonna paint. These layers here, there are just few layers with a smart mask. So I start building, and the way I
Mm.
build, I'm gonna show up. These freckles are from the other model, but I guess they look cool here, so leave it here.
So yeah, it seems like you're paying attention to that kind of like T zone, or kind of the eyes, nose, mouth, essentially,
Yeah.
like making sure that it doesn't get caked on with the white,
Oh,
so you
this
get
is
some value.
just to bring down the blue a bit. And those are hand painted too. Like I want to it feel almost like a pencil.
I see, to outline the eye.
Yeah. And same here, but white. The way would do this is I would create a fill layer, make a really clear color, and I would I would Control C first, Control C then, and select some mask on that, and see if I like it or not. So, for example, this one, okay, this one looks cooler, and I was just assign a color to it and change the roughness a bit. Then just Control V and start again. This is how I built it.
Oh, okay, nice.
And
How long would you say it takes you now that you have this scene? Are you letting yourself play around each time? Doesn't sound like you're someone that prescribes themselves a look. I mean, it's working, looks good. I just wonder if you were to make a new sculpt today and bring it in, how long until you would feel good about it?
maybe 1 hour or less.
Yeah.
And this is the hand painted layers. Just a little red on the mouth, a little red on here, some white tones. And this one, I think the one that makes the most difference, the dark areas.
Mm-hmm.
And this blue one, I don't even using it. I don't even using it. But if I were to use it, I would just a brush like this and start painting. Oh, it's super laggy right now, but yeah, it's just that for each one of those. It's just that now I'm painting really strong.
Yeah. So a lot of this is built up with smart masks from Painter, not a lot of
Yeah,
tweaking, or each of them you know mess around with parameters and stuff till you're happy.
mm,
Just keep layering.
no, not really. Just use the smart masks for this one.
Cool. And how big is the texture? I see 2K. Is it multiple 2Ks?
No,
Like no.
it's 2K just for my PC can handle it.
Yeah.
I export in 4K.
Okay. Cool. And it's 3 UDIMs. This one.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, two for the rest and for the face a little more.
Okay. Yeah. So overall, the thing at the end, 5 UDIMs that are
No,
4K.
seven.
7. There we go.
Yeah,
7 4K
seven.
UDIMs. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Again, this is a good workflow for being fast. I mean, be able to make something like this in a week, I think is fantastic. And you said you did several, right? I mean, I don't know if you're finishing the renders and everything, but it seems like a kind of chill, 2 to 3 hours a night type of thing,
Yeah.
and you get a
No,
really strong result.
I've done three a week, and that's why I don't have the turntables for the other ones because I don't have the time to do them
Yeah.
because I put a week deadline.
What you said this one was your favorite one. What makes it your favorite one?
I think there's a lot of stuff on hard that I want to put on the others that I didn't, and I think
Like what?
more contrast in the colors.
Mm,
The ornament is kind of more it's more complex. Everything
yeah,
feels a
definitely.
little.
I mean, I think it is more complicated. She also the face has a great subtle like lifelike expression. I think
Yeah,
feels good.
I wanted to make you a version that is less bluish than the other ones and that type of thing.
The skull too. You mentioned the like crown, not skull, but you mentioned the crown and ornamentation. It is also now that we're looking at it, it's worth appreciating that it's not just a drag and drop, because not only do you want to curate things, but like if you squint, like the pupils being darker, the lips being darker, the crown being darker. Like
Yeah,
I've done that too in presentations where it's not, it's subtle, but you have some value separation so that it's easier to identify, what we're looking at. If it was just a drag and drop, it would not have the same impact. So having that very subtle like value categories. So even though the contrast is low, we still have facial features, we still have darker pupils, we still have the eyebrows, and that really, really
yeah.
makes a difference. Yeah, the crown came out really awesome too with all the
And
texture.
and I even trying to kill a little the contrast here. You can see it has a little white paint on top
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
blend. Yeah, you see, originally even more contrast,
Oh
but
yeah. This is that light in the crevices that I was saying. Looks a little bit different. So what happens if you just hit the path trace render here? It wouldn't look good enough?
I don't like how it looks.
The eye ray,
I
right?
I think because of in Maya I actually tilting Tomoko up so I get more shadows. Here
Okay.
is kind of flat.
Yeah, so you can't really adjust. Um,
Yeah, this would be a
that's a
nice
problem.
update.
Yeah. Arnold is probably for some people it's difficult to understand fully like the difference, like they're both ray trace renderers and everything, but the control is one thing, that's for sure, but I would also argue that like Arnold does make things look a couple percentage points better. It just takes longer cuz it's just computing it in a way that it's trying to be as accurate as possible. So it makes these images that look more like real, photographs, you know, with the light and the shadows. So it would be hard not to. And so you rendered the final images with GPU?
No, this is CPU.
Oh, a CPU in
Yeah,
the viewport?
yeah,
Dude, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah. You can see here CPU.
Whoa. Is this new or no?
I don't know. I don't
2025. Whoa, I've never seen this with CPU. That's awesome.
because the camera AA is super low too here. One,
Yeah.
this is one. For the final render, I think I use 6.
Okay, cool. It feels like the denoise is almost always GPU though. But anyways, yeah, 20 minutes you say for an image? That's
Yeah,
good.
20 minutes.
What would you say on these projects? Maybe this one in particular, but you could think of the last several that we looked at, but like for this one in particular, what was the hardest part for you? Was there a
Oh,
part that was extra challenging?
oh, the sculpting for sure. Because once you have a nice ZBrush model, everything is a lot easier.
Yeah, but what about what particular about the sculpting? I think the cloth around
Mm.
the head, the crown, those could be hard.
Oh, the cloth is a lot
Yeah,
for
that was
sure.
the
Yeah,
hardest one.
yeah. The first one I made, the first this one here was a lot harder because I didn't use the symmetry from the sphere.
Mm.
It's completely done with no symmetry.
Oh wow.
The helmet has symmetry here, but yeah, the face don't have any
How are you getting
symmetry.
the hair, the blocky hair? Because that looks
Hmm.
like what's that mold 3D? No, there's a program that like Jama uses where you can kind of like in 3D make these things, but that I haven't seen that with ZBrush before. So I'm wondering like, especially the ones
Oh,
hanging down.
it's the same thing as the troll hair, I guess. I just do this kind of stuff. Maybe on her, I go with standard on the
Mm-hmm.
and start creating those forms like this.
Really, like the hanging. There's like hair hanging down that looks like different rectangles. See that? Like the curls hanging down.
Yeah, yeah,
So
but
is
it's
that you're
just
just pushing things out and then sculpting it? I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is the decimated version.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Still, I think it was a cool style, actually. Anything surprise you about the head sketches part two? The girl with the helmet? Is there anything here that was a surprise to you? Or you surprised how it came out or learn anything?
Oh, every part or the stage is kind of a surprise when you go to Arnold, you don't know exactly how it's gonna look, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I did some tests. Oh, right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you did a test before you textured it.
Yeah,
And before it was done. Is this before the high poly was done? Oh,
just
yeah.
Dynamesh it and bring it there, just to
Okay,
see how it
cool.
looks. Just to
Cool.
to don't have any surprises, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've done that too, and it can be kind of a confidence boost in a way that just a sanity check, so that you know, because you spend a couple hours on it, and you're like, is this a what's going on? And then even though you're not happy with it, it gives you enough fuel to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. And to fix things.
Yeah, it feels like the lower lip, maybe the face a little bit, and then the clothing kind of got more voluminous around her.
Yeah.
You already had the crown though, pretty good. Already posed, so I guess the crown was pretty good.
Yeah, and even from Substance to Warnold is a surprise. There's a lot of stuff I like better in Substance yet. Like the contrast between the cloth and the face, I think will look better there. On the final image, everything got kind of got look like the same color. But I just leave it that way. I could tweak it more and make it even wider here in Substance to compensate in the final image. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you someone that's generally pretty fast? Like, are you pretty good at letting things go and saying, that's not important, let's move on? Or is this something you're
Yeah,
practicing? Like, are you
yeah,
someone that you've always been quick?
that's one of the main goals on this ones. Let things happen. Don't overthink things.
Yeah. No, but are you doing that? Are you practicing that now because that's not always been how you make projects, or have you always been kind of like that? Like, have you ever had a problem of like spending too much time on a project and obsessing over
Oh,
stuff?
that definitely the vampire one. I spent like 4 months if you count just the time you spent, but
Yeah.
more than a year. And
Yeah.
if you, but you stop along the way, right? Yeah.
That's I can relate. I've done projects like this too. Again, it's like yeah, very inspiring to see. Short project, strong, practicing fundamentals, presentation well. It's cool. Got a good thing going. How long do you continue? Like, how long do you think you're gonna keep doing this practice?
I want to focus more on real projects now because I think it's giving the vibe that I want to work with collectibles. So for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, I getting some people that want me to work in collectibles because I think the statue feel
It
is
would be
really
kind of cool to have a 3D statue, to be honest, that looks like this. That would be cool. It would
yeah
take work, but again, that's the thing. Is that like, I have some clay collectibles behind me, or someone made it in clay and then casted it, and then when you get something that was made and authored in 3D, it has like that polished look, which is cool too. And that's what's cool about this one is it's kind of this in between where it still has. I think I like the way you described it, where it has the history of it being made, and I've always been drawn to that category of art. Like there's some, even growing up, seeing some stuff from like Frazetta or like Boris and stuff where like I sometimes would prefer their pencils or something or their loose stuff. It has this energy and there's something about it. And in 3D particularly, that doesn't come along that often. Usually things are so perfect and clean and everything. And yeah, so anyways, going on and on, but I think it's cool obviously as an image, but yeah, it would even be cool as a collectible, but you could probably kind of make those on your own if you know what I mean. I don't think you need to like, I don't know, make a sideshow. I don't know if sideshow would want that. That would be awesome. I would
yeah
collect it for
sure
sure. Yeah.
and
So you say it Unreal, you want to work in games more? Like
yeah
you want to do
yeah
more real
sure
time stuff?
yeah that's
Yeah, cool.
my main goal now.
Okay,
Focus
cool.
more on that. This sketch feel is actually easier to achieve, and people seem to like it more. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. That's the thing is that's how I would feel about pencils. Like you would say, yeah, you just stop. But at the same time, I don't think everyone's pencil drawings are the same. If you know what I mean, like it is
Yeah,
it is less time, but it's not guaranteed. Like I would say that's why I like her. I would love to be able to present. I've been trying different ways to do that, and I think this is a cool way. I think running it through Painter too is another step that I haven't done, and I think that matters a lot. That because you're curating
yeah,
it again, you're not just having this. So it adds a little bit more technical. The fact that you're comfortable going like you go from ZBrush to Rism to Substance. That's a major workflow. But being able to have a way where you can do it in a shorter time, and so it's like very efficient. That's obviously honed over time, but that way you get the sketchiness, but you get that curated look. It doesn't look like an afterthought. You're curating each step of the way, and so it still feels like a finished work. Again, like being able to point like how you're doing the values and the details. Like before, when I've done sketches, I throw in Arnold and I have some material that's procedural, so it's not really taken into account. I'm not really curating that much, and so you kind of get what you get. You know?
yeah. In substance, but it's kind of like that way too because I didn't do most of this by hand.
Yeah,
It's just a smart material. By hand, it's just this layers here, and I think it's important to have them
yeah,
to to have more control, right?
yeah. I think that's the big step is having it come through Painter here. You're getting enough resolution too, so that you can make it look as good or better than procedural stuff, so that you're not limited to pixels. The fact that UDIMs is a thing now makes it easy. And then yeah, painting that stuff. I mean, it's similar to like how a mod like sculpting like with patinas and stuff. That there's a process where when people would present sculptures, they would lay things on, and so it's that balance between the happy accidents and the things that happen, and also the like where you are curating stuff. You're trying to make something happen, and then something unexpected happens. So I think it's still, even though you're not controlling every aspect, it's just enough.
Yeah, this would be how the material will work without the hand painted part, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's already almost there, right?
Almost. I mean, the nose and the lips still darker. Is that just normal happen?
I think it's because when I was doing this process, maybe I
Or maybe
there's
it's like a
some
curvature thing.
maybe someone does smart masks take a bit of the lips in a way that I like it.
Nice. Yeah.
Sometimes can happen.
Yeah.
They look strong and in a specific area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks cool. Look at that. There's a couple questions I like to ask people too at the end. Is like, if you could give your younger self advice, you know, the 6 years ago, 7 years ago version of yourself?
Mm.
What advice would you give based on where you're at right now? What would you say?
Say keep going, keep practicing.
All right, cool. Not about don't spend too much time on anything like that. I think it's good anyways.
I think I spent too much time on the ZBrush and
On
I
your
was
projects?
no, I say I spent too much time on my life on ZBrush.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think it's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's paying off. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, like I say, when you were talking about being fast and efficient and practicing that, I can relate. But I wouldn't change that. I think it's good to practice speed and stuff in certain facets. But like, you know, if you do a project and it takes a long time or you want to obsess over it, I think that's fine. It just needs
Yeah,
balance. You know?
I have both of them. And
Exactly.
the vampire one is one here.
Yeah. And what took so long about it? This the learning, iterating.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I was learning during the process. The concept is mine. So a lot of
Oh, okay.
times
Yeah.
I would change something, go back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
redo things. That takes a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely.
I probably spend more time on his ear than the entire sketch.
Oh, wow. Model looks awesome though. I mean, it's great. Oh, now that you bring that up, dude. Okay, yeah, maybe we could. Okay, great. I forgot, dude. I was gonna ask about this. I think you also presented this high poly well. So if you could open this full screen there, you know, pop it out. Yeah. So I noticed this. This is crazy. I think I'd already asked you to come on and chat, and I saw this separately, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good high poly presentation, and it's you again. so so how did you get the edges to pop out
It's a curvature map.
in Arnold?
Yeah, exactly.
A curvature map or
Material, yeah, material.
oh,
Yeah.
in the material. Okay. Is this just the decimated high poly in
No, this one
Maya?
is a low poly with displacement.
Ah, yes. So you have the UVs.
Yeah, definitely.
Ah, yes. Okay. So
That's
see, that's hard. I mean, that's a lot. Like
so
doing
much
that high
time.
poly render, it looks sick now, but yeah, so that's crazy, dude. No wonder it took a long time. I feel like just the high poly renders would take a long time. Wow. Everything is displacement, like the armor.
Everything, yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah.
Here we are. And this one you can see super unorganized.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how it is sometimes.
And the material is a complete mess too, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, damn you. So was the colored one also rendered in Maya, Arnold? Okay, so you
this
spent the time setting that up, and then for the high polys, you're just making it like a clay material then.
yeah.
Okay.
This is the material.
And then using like an AI curvature thing or a
Yeah,
map.
I have concave here
Okay, yeah.
and convex here.
Nice. Okay, cool. Then that makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, so because it's in Arnold already set up, you spend your time doing that for the color, and then for the high poly, yeah, you just make another version that's like clay and stuff.
You can see here it's low poly,
Yeah. Yeah, crazy, dude.
and the displacement is here.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so next is Unreal, huh? You're going to try to do something awesome like this, but in real time?
Yeah, I already did a bust.
Ooh, I saw Dark
I
Elf. I like Dark Elves.
and
Let's see.
this one is already kind of old, but
But this is your Unreal one?
yeah, here.
Okay, cool. Nice.
There's a lot of painting on top yet. I need to do this properly yet.
But what am I looking at right here? Is this a thumbnail mock-up?
Yeah, it's a thumbnail test for our
There
station.
we go, dude. Yeah, dude. So you have not posted this yet.
No,
And this is
so
and this isn't done yet. This is like a concept.
yeah, definitely. You can see the hair here
Yeah,
is
yeah.
painted.
This is good for people to see. I show examples of like this to people. I don't think people that are like serious. I think it's good to see this that you're mocking it up. I do this too. I have a Photoshop with projects that are like concept, like what they could be when they're at thumbnail. Yeah, this is cool. And so you think it would be because with Unreal you could still have like not displacement, but you could still have like hundreds of thousands of polygons. Is that what you think you're gonna do? It'll be real time, but still detailed models.
Yeah, this one I did decimated it too, but I want to do one that is proper
Mm-hmm.
topology, everything
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
tied up.
Maybe you're coming in at a good time, you know, because now with the skeletal nanite and stuff, maybe you can just
Yeah.
make your dope shit and just bring it in as decimated models.
This one is I was even higging then, but I give up and mirror the process because it was taking so long. Because if I did everything I have in mind, it would taking 3 years. I don't know.
Okay, wow.
So I have to cut a lot of stuff.
Well, it came out awesome. There's tons of awesome costume details and everything. The ornamentation, the vials of blood, I think are really cool.
Yeah, the blood is just a mesh.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I'm excited to see the next stuff you do in Unreal too, man. Yeah, very cool. All right. Well, anything you'd like to let people know about? Anything you're doing or coming up? I mean, the Unreal thing's pretty cool. Is that gonna be your next project?
Yeah, that's my idea. It's gonna be the next project. The next two I'm gonna post is gonna be Unreal probably.
Okay, cool. Looking forward to it, man. Well, thank you for sharing your process, dude. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, love your stuff, and yeah, really cool to see what goes in there. And I think your sculpting is great. Really cool techniques. I love that everything is just vanilla software too, and it's just using fundamentals. You can tell you've been at this a long time. Yeah, and I'll link the full artwork down below. Obviously, you guys can check it out in its full glory. And yeah, thanks again for sharing the info today, man. I'm looking forward to your next projects.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Awesome, dude. All right, well, thank you everyone for listening. Catch you next one. Peace out.